Good morning, this is Jim Neal, and welcome to Friday's edition of Friday Fish Fry. Now, I always start with a question. The question I want to ask you today is, are you hanging on to a millstone? I was doing a review for an author friend of mine, and she's written a book said, Set Free to Thrive. She makes a statement in that book that really grabbed me, and I want to share that with you this morning. She makes this statement. She says, far too often we choose bondage to the past because we refuse to open our fist and let go. I wonder how many of us are hanging on to a millstone. You know, there's a story in the tropical regions of the world about monkeys and how they will have a tendency to take over a village. And years ago, there was a herd, or whatever you call a clan of monkeys that took over this village and just was raising havoc. And they couldn't do anything to stop it. And there was some kind of a religious thing where they couldn't just out and out just shoot them or kill them. And so what they did was, wise old chief said, here's what we'll do. He said, we'll just take coconuts and hold them out and dry them out and then fill them with a sweet meal, and the monkeys will put their hands in there and get it. And they made the hole just big enough for the hand to fit in. And when they got a hold of the sweet candy or whatever it was, they would make a fist, but that made their hand too big and it wouldn't come out of the hole. And they were able to capture those monkeys and eventually eradicate, because the monkeys would never let go of the sweet. And that's sometimes what we do, is we hang on to those things of our past. And why do we do that? Well, I'm going to share with you 4 things that keeps us locked into our past. First of all is fear. And fear stands for false evidence appearing real. And we're fearful sometimes, and we grab a hold of something, and even though it hurts, we're afraid to do anything different. The second thing is that sometimes the past is comfortable. It's kind of like an old pair of shoes. You know it's not giving you support. They don't look any good any longer. They won't hold a shine, but they're so comfortable, you hate to get rid of them. And of course, there's an ancient teaching that goes like this. All things appear to be right to man, but in the end, it leads to death and destruction. Sometimes things appear to be good. They appear to be comfortable, but they're really keeping us in bondage. Thirdly, we do it sometimes because it's an element of control. It kind of controls our life. We understand it, and so we can live with it, and it kind of has a controlling factor in our lives. But the worst one is this. It's a faulty thought pattern. We get locked into things that we think about. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. We think things like, oh, I don't deserve that, or, you know, who am I to think that I can have that? Who are you, and who do you think you are anyway? You know, those types of things. And we say, oh, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough smarts, I don't have enough something. We get locked into that faulty thought pattern. And you don't have to be locked into that. Again, there's a teaching that says that we can take into captivity every thought. And that's what we need to do. We need to be conscious of what we're thinking about. We need to bring those thoughts out and put them in the palm of our hands and look at them for what they really are. And they're confining, they're holding us back, they're keeping us from becoming all that we would like to be. Now, how do we turn it around? Because if it is a problem, and as Kay said in her book, you know, we grasp the past, we hang on to it because we're afraid to let go. We're afraid, we make a fist. It's almost defiant. Well, here's how we turn it around. Number 1, we choose the unknown. We choose those things that they look fearful. I remember listening to just a short tape by Paul Harvey one time, and Paul Harvey was talking to a group of young people, and he says, you know, sometimes you just got to let loose and take a jump. And so that's what we have to do. We have to choose that unknown. We got to choose. It's like going to a swimming pool. You know it's going to be cold when you first jump in, and you just stand there, and you have to make the choice to get in. And then we need to face our fears. We did a whole Friday morning fish fry on facing fears. You can go back and you can look at those. And it's really important to face it and look at it and call it for what it is. And fear does stand for false evidence appearing as real. And the third thing is what I just alluded to earlier, is take control of your thought life. Now you can't rethink everything, but you just have to make yourself conscious that these faulty thoughts come up. And when they do come up, that's when we need to stop, look, and listen. Just like our parents used to taught as we walked to school. At every corner, stop, look, and listen. We need to pull that thought out. We need to stop. We need to look at it. And we need to listen to what it is saying to us. And if it's saying negative, we need to ditch it. We need to get rid of it. So listen, I want to challenge you today to take control of that past. Take control of that which you're hanging on to. It may be a habit. It may be a vice. It may be eating too much. I shouldn't be talking about that here at Christmas time. But whatever it is that's got a hold on you, that's changing you, that's making you not what you want to be, choose to let go of it. Choose to face it. And choose to take control of it. Hey, nice talking to you. We'll see you again next week on a Friday morning fish fry. God bless you. Have a great weekend.